Journal So True, Jorge, Ty. We are back. We are back. We are back. Hey man, make sure you guys subscribe to the channels. We got the underscore scene, Twitch game. Get on. Go ahead, move your thumbs. You know, that's what y'all be doing on Twitch, moving your thumbs. Twitter game. Make sure y'all subscribe. Underscore, excuse me, scene underscore the on Twitter. I can't get it right now. Then it's THESCEN, all caps is the scene, and that is on YouTube. And then, of course, we have the YouTube channel, which is capital THESCEN, all caps. And then, of course, SCEN, all caps on Facebook. I'm sorry if I say YouTube twice. It don't make a difference. Just make sure y'all get there. That being said, we got a lot to talk about. I'm excited. We're running a couple minutes behind, but guess what? We're about to get this going. Ty, with this terrestrial background, talk to the people.
As I am a man of the people, for the people, by the people, I have a lot on my mind. So I chose this background because while there's going to be some fun things we're going to talk about, hey, there's something on my mind with one particular person that I got to address. And I can't wait for me and Guru to really bring this up and talk about some very important news impacting our beloved sport and pastime we call baseball. So we got a full course meal for you tonight. I hope you're hungry. This is the dish only on the scene. Keep the scene on your screen.
He in his, all right, he in his bag. Okay. Or hey man, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, man. Holla at the folks and let's jump right into it.
Yeah, fellas, people, wonderful people out there. We got a lot to cover, like Jerem said, and let's just get to it. Right now, let's just talk about what happened with the ex-Seattle Mariners president, Kevin Mather, and what he said about a couple players. And I'm going to read you guys the transcript just so you guys know what's going on. We're also going to get into some past issues he's had, but Ty will talk about that in a second. He said this this week, and I'm going to read a couple questions and his answers. First question that they asked him is, I'm a little confused about the Kalenic kid. Kalenic is actually a kid in AAA. That's a top 5 star in AAA for the Seattle Mariners. So the reporter is asking him, I'm confused about him. He says, my recollection is that he's a top prospect we have out there, and I'm a little confused about your statement about them earlier. It sounded like you weren't happy with the contract opportunity long term. Is he in the system? Is he going to be in the system, or is he actually gone or going? He says he's in a minor league system in 2019. We promoted him to AA. He is a very good player, and quite frankly, we think he's going to be a superstar. We control his major league career for 6 years, and after 6 years, he'll be a free agent. He would like him to get a few at-bats in the minor leagues, probably AAA Tacoma for a month, and then we will likely be in the field at T-Mobile. T-Mobile is their major league park. And the reason why I brought Kalenic into this conversation as far as what Mathers said is because you can hear the difference how he talks about Kalenic and Julio Rodriguez, which is Hispanic AAA. I believe he's in the AAA system as well. Listen to how he actually speaks and gives his opinions about Julio Rodriguez. And the question is, tell us about Julio Rodriguez. And he goes, Julio Rodriguez has a huge personality, a bigger personality than all of you combined. He is loud. His English is not tremendous, but he and Kalenic are very good friends. He made a point to say that. Him and Kalenic are very good friends. He's a year behind Kalenic. He probably won't be in the show until 2022 or 2023. He's a fantastic kid. We're really big on social media. He loves to get out in front. He loves the Mariners, and between him and Kalenic, we think we got an outfield that will be as good as any in baseball for the next 6 years. He's the real deal. He's ranked higher than Kalenic, which, as I said, Kalenic doesn't lack for confidence. Kalenic is not happy that he's the 5th highest prospect in baseball America, and Rodriguez is the 4th highest prospect. It's the little things that bother Kalenic. So he made it a point to say that he was a higher prospect than Kalenic, and Kalenic is upset that he is a higher prospect than him. And he also, like I said in the beginning of the quote that they were very good friends, whatever he said that for. The last question, which got him in trouble, real big trouble, is how he expresses himself about players that come from overseas, from Asia, whether it's Korea, Japan, or Taiwan. So this is the question they present to him. He goes, baseball today has a lot of players from other countries, obviously from the Caribbean and Venezuela, but now from Korea and Japan. What does the club do to help these players learn English? He says, some clubs are better than others. 20 years ago, we signed a 16-year-old in the Dominican. We'd send them to a dumpy old academy with no hot water and lousy rocky field. Then, when he was 18 or 19, we sent him to Peoria, Arizona, put him up in a Hampton Inn and give him $30 a day. He doesn't even know how to make change. $30 a day per diem, and surprise, they get in trouble because they wouldn't know how to speak the language or make change or even buy dinner. That's what he says about them in the first paragraph. Then he goes to say, that's all changed. We have an academy in the Dominican now. Our Venezuelan and Dominican kids are there for several years. English is taught. English classes are mandatory. High school diplomas are mandatory. And life skills as a dollar bill, quarter, and everything else is learned. Really critically important as much as their skills as a pitcher or hitter or shortstop, critically important skills as they survive and thrive in the United States, which is what we're ultimately hoping they do. Some teams are better than others. I'd like to think on the front edge of that, we've got really nice academies. So this is the paragraph that got him in real big issues and problems and why he's no longer there. He goes and talks about an ex-pitcher. He goes, as far as Korea, Japan, Taiwan, those players are typically older. They don't come over until 16, and they don't come over like the 16 or 18-year-olds from the Dominican. They come over as 28, 30, 32-year-olds, which typically it frustrates me. For instance, we just rehired Iwakuma. He was a pitcher for us a number of years. Wonderful human being. His English was terrible. We wanted to bring him into the game. He came to us. We quite frankly want him as our Asian scout, interpreter. What's going on with this Japanese league? They come to spring training, and I'm going to say, I'm tired of paying interpreters. When he was a player, we pay Iwakama X, meaning his salary, whatever his salary was, but we also have to pay $75,000 a year to an interpreter with him. His English suddenly got better. His English got better when we told him that. For the older players from the Far East, we have an interpreter that travels with them. So he made it a point to bring out, as far as the cost goes for an interpreter for anyone that's from those Asian countries in that question. And Ty, I'm gonna kick it over to you so you can give your opinions as far as what he said, man.
Well, thanks, Guru. You hear the words. Unfortunately, this quote by Abraham Lincoln will explain exactly what is going on. The true test of a man's character, give him power. And Kevin Mather had, tons of power in this organization, too much. And this is who he is. This is what he's about. This is what he believes in. He made these comments in an arena or on a platform he thought, was safe to spew his, message and how he really feels. He was at a Rotary Club. So he's around others with money and with power and influence, and felt it was okay to say what he said. It's not until, the recordings were leaked, until we got transcripts of what he said, does he resign the next day because he knows how bad he is and how bad his words are. And now you have the Mariners playing damage control, not only with, the public, but with players. I've read articles here, the players are heated. And any man would be, with the blatant disrespect and the blatant racism that's being shown here. This isn't professional baseball. This isn't, a professional environment at all. Would you tolerate this if you worked for a man like that, or if you worked for an organization like that? So the players that are upset and that were name dropped and mentioned, and even if you weren't mentioned at all, to be a teammate and someone who goes, to battle with these guys and have to hear that your former president, CEO, feels this way. And to know that the same man who is responsible for your cost of living and, giving you this wonderful opportunity is frankly showing his true characters and his true colors. But this is where we learn that, men in power have been doing this all along. Kevin Mather has had, just like other, let's say, scandalous men in power before him, Donald Sterling to be one. Yeah, I'm going to name drop you, Robert Kraft, for what you did. I'm not saying that you're a racist, but you know what you did at the massage parlors and what you were accused of. But with Kevin Mather, he was previously accused multiple times, going back to 2009 and 2010, of sexual harassment with multiple women. Mr. Me Too is in the building for him. So the Me Too movement, yeah, you can, call this guy out too. Because what happened with Kevin Mather back in those days was those women who made the accusations and who filed the claims of harassment, unfortunately, they were handled. Matters were dealt with privately, settlements, NDAs, etc. And instead of dealing with it as an organization, what happened is not only did it get dealt with and swept under the rug, he got promoted after that. What does that say about the organization now? You promoted this man. So he was able to do what he did, which is totally wrong and not professional at all. And yet he got promoted. So fast forward to where we are now, he's talking amongst his Rotary Club and we're shocked. So let's see how he feels about women. Let's see how he feels about foreigners. All of that is on full display. And because it's now on full display to our knowledge, now he resigns and steps away. But you had a big gap of where you got to do whatever you wanted to do, say whatever you wanted to say, act however you wanted to act, and you weren't held accountable. But thankfully, someone got it, someone shared, and are making us aware that there are people who really act and feel this way, and they need to be dealt with. And that's all I got to say on that one. Guru, what do you think, man?
Yeah, man, it's disgusting. And to be honest, it's shameful and horrible that we got to deal with in, this day and age with big sports, people getting paid big money and presidents, GMs, owners, people telling, owners telling players, you can't kneel, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's why that's why you're in this country, because you have the power to do so and you have that platform to show other people that stuff is wrong, not to continue to speak out and act the way he did and say what he did. And I'm going to give you guys, some numbers because, I always go to the numbers. In 2020, 21% of the MLB fans were white, 24% are Hispanic, 18 African American, and 16 was enlisted. So if you're looking at that chart, only 21% of them are white. The rest are foreigners. The rest aren't from, let's say, this country or whatever you want to say. But they continue to treat people that way, and they're going to lose, not only fans, players. Don't think players aren't going to take this into account. Don't think there ain't any other any other leagues but the MLB. There's a Japanese league, there's a Caribbean league, there's a Mexican league. All they have to do is pay a little bit more, and the players are going to go over there. You continue to treat someone, like they're dirt, or talk to somebody like they're owned. They're going to go play somewhere else. They're going to go look for somewhere else to play. And can you blame them? Nobody wants to get treated like they're owned. They want to be. You're talking about basically a product. The product is your team that you're putting out there. If you don't have any players or if you don't have any fans, you don't have anything. And it's disgusting that you continue to see this. And not only baseball, you see it in basketball, you see it in football, you see it in all major sports, and it just needs to stop. They need to do their due diligence as far as who they're putting in that position and why they're putting them in that position, and do their homework. That goes for every team in any league. Just it's disgusting, and there shouldn't be any place for that. They're getting paid big money. Act like it.
So As much as I agree, here's the only thing I disagree with. Money doesn't make a person need to act a certain way. The saying that I always use is money and women will show you who men are, and money and men will show you who women are. Why do I say that? Because they bring out the worst, or they bring out the person at its most purest form. Because if you have the money, you can make the moves. If you have the girls or the men proverbially, what that does is that brings you in a situation where you feel like you're on top of the world. So what I see here in this instance is I see privilege of you can say what you want to say, and the worst thing you can do, and only thing you have to live with is the fact that you're going to have to resign. Privilege to the fact of you can say something like this, and there's not going to be any serious repercussions. There's not going to be people boycotting or anything of that nature. There's not going to be any type of serious reprimandment for him either. So why is this not surprising? Because it happens every day. So for those Fortune 500 companies that some of us work for, this is how they talk about y'all too.
Mhm.
Everybody is a pawn to the greater scheme of things. What we have to understand is in a lot of these situations is the people who are used as pawns, that doesn't mean that they're respected as pawns. That doesn't mean you're respected as a pawn. And this is the reason why ultimately what we need from people moving forward is we need people moving forward to understand that the power that the players have, without the players, there is no product. So let's go by this. The fans pay the owners play the players. So if that is where we at with the whole situation, let's make sure we're honest about this whole thing. The players are the product. No players, no product. It's that simple. And the key thing here is there no employees, there's no production. At the end of the day, I want people to understand that the most important part of this whole process is the people and the players and the employees are all on the same wavelength. So today, starting today, I want everybody who's a person, everybody who's a regular human in society. I don't care how much money you make. I want you to look at the athlete and look at them and say they just at a higher pay scale that I'm at, and they're in the same spot that I'm at.
Mhm.
Y'all try to separate the money and say, boo hoo, you made $1 million. It's not about the money because they're in the same spot you're in. And that's what I want y'all to do. I want us to work on understanding each other's issue, each other's gripes, each other's foundational issues with the structure that we have around us. And once we understand each other and where each other is, that'll make better for us understanding and being more respectful to each other's jobs and each other's viewpoints in society. So, fellas, anything else you want to add before we move on? But I just wanted to make sure we tied all that together because I thought that was a perfect point to do that. Because I'm tired of the ability for us to always separate each other because of how much money we make. At the end of the day, we just got to be honest when it comes down to it. When if your job was paid for us to watch you work, you would make more money too.
Yep.
Television is where the money is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Ty, anything you want to add?
Just want to add, to you, I mean, Germ, to follow that, I mean, that's a lot, but I would like to add, we as a people need to really be okay with celebrating and appreciating hard work and success the right ways. Just because, these players, are coming over, or anyone actually, just because if anyone, let's say, you know, migrated to this great country, respect what they had to do to get here. Respect that they put in the work, you know, to learn a language or uh, embrace a new culture and assimilate when they really don't really have to. They should just be able to be themselves and be who they are. But out of respect, they're willing to, develop certain skills, uh, improve on certain skill sets, and it's okay to, you know, celebrate that the right ways. Now, flipping it on to this guy who's very successful as far as in business and what he did in life to get to where he got. Why, you know, did the Mariners organization think it's okay to celebrate him by promoting him when there was no really great success to celebrate in the first place? Was his success contingent on, you know, basically shaming, you know, women? Was it basically on harassing women? Was it basically shaming the players that play for his organization and feeling he's better because he's at a certain position, at a certain bracket? No. So why are we okay? Why, you know, are we okay with struggling with celebrating success the right way and being critical of success the wrong way? So that's my, you know, thing I want to say as far as really think about things and shift your perspective. It's not hard to empathize with somebody who had to work twice as hard as you. It's okay. Salute that man or woman that's working just as hard to get where they need to go. And it's okay to call out somebody who's in a position of power who really doesn't need to be there. That's all I got to say.
Jorge?
Yeah, with his last comment, that's exactly what I was going to say. Call out when somebody makes a mistake or somebody's wrong. Stop laughing it off and making it seem like it's okay and it's funny. It's not. It's not right. Shouldn't be said, shouldn't be done. It should be corrected. Hold these people accountable. If you don't hold these people accountable, nothing's ever going to change.
Accountability is the best ability. And that's all I can tell y'all. I mean, at the end of the day, are you going to be accountable for yourself, for your actions, and for your words? So we're going to dive into another part of the show. Actually, Ty, I'm going to let you take it away from this part for this portion of the show. And fellas, let's lighten it up just a little bit here. Let's talk about these unwritten rules in baseball. What are some unwritten rules? And I'm letting you know now, when I hear some stupid, I'm trolling. So let's go. Oh, I'm trolling.
Perfect segue, because we're talking about somebody who had his own set of rules of how he conducted himself, and look where that's gotten him. So basically, these unwritten rules of baseball. Oh man, a lot of fun here. Now, I will say this: in my lifetime, I'm seeing that Major League Baseball is trying to transition to embracing, you know, celebrating more, while still keeping a respectable level of sportsmanship, encouraging that it's okay to celebrate a nice home run with a bat flip, that you had a spectacular catch and you're pumped up. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But unfortunately, due to said unwritten rules and based around sportsmanship and how to conduct yourself on the field while you're playing a game, we have what we have of players who feel they should do certain things as retaliation. We have certain coaches who will admonish or reprimand certain players for what they do for celebrating. It's crazy. It's crazy. Or if you're even a fan, there are certain things that you shouldn't do as a fan, as part of these unwritten rules of baseball. So to give you a perspective, do unwritten rules of baseball exist? Yes. There was actually an author who's a former player by the name of Joe Garagiola. He wrote a book called Baseball is a Funny Game. And then there was a podcast, not a podcast, I'm sorry, an article in the 80s by Peter Schmuck and Randy Youngman identifying 30 rules, actually writing down of these unwritten rules. Some of these things are like, don't step on the pitcher's mound. So I'm pretty sure those who've been to the ballpark who have you ever noticed or even played the game, have you ever noticed someone who steps and walks across the pitcher's mound? It's supposed to be, you know, a holy spot. Apparently, you do not walk on the pitcher's mound or step on the pitcher's mound for whatever reason. That's one of the unwritten rules in baseball. You don't bunt during a no-hitter. So if somebody's pitching a no-no, don't bunt to get the hit. A-Rod was guilty of this, yelling at an opposing fielder and trying to distract them when they're trying to catch a fly ball. That happened, I think, what was it, 2017?
I don't remember when. I think it was a little before that. I think it was
maybe
like
before. maybe before that, but he tried to, hey, somebody was trying to catch a fly ball, and apparently it was a big deal. Now for the fans, here's some unwritten rules. This is one I agree with. If a foul ball goes, into the stands and there's a little kid, give the foul ball to the kid. I'm okay with that. You know, apparently home run's a totally different story. It's free for all. So I'm sorry, little Johnny. If you want to get a home run from your favorite player, not going to happen. To bring up the highest paid, well, one of the biggest contracts I've seen, and one of the premier guys in MLB, Fernando Tatis. He was admonished because his team was up. There was a 3-0 count. He decided to swing and hit a grand slam. Apparently, it was a big deal. Tim Anderson, he's another guy admiring his home run, got beamed because he admired his home run. Let's not forget Jose Bautista, the infamous bat flip that these unwritten rules can start a bench clearing brawl. Is that deep? Is it necessary? Most of it, no, but there you go. Pitchers are not exempt. Another funny unwritten rule. If you're a pitcher and your team, you're pitching like a game of your life, let's say Blake Snell, and you notice one of your guys on your team commits an error, you're not supposed to say anything about it. You can't get mad about it. I can respect that. But basically, these rules are supposed to govern yourselves accordingly for sportsmanship and to conduct yourself as a player, fan, manager, skipper, coach, the right way. Guru, make sense of this. Make sense of the unwritten rules of baseball, please.
Yeah, like Ty said, it's just rules that it's meant to govern the players, or basically, the opposing team after something happens. For instance, throwing at a hitter after one of yours gets hit, meaning if, they throw out one of your players, you're supposed to hit one of theirs if you think it was intentional, or if there was a backstory to it. And a lot of times in baseball, for you guys out there that don't really watch it that often, there's now the umps, what they do is when they see that or they feel that a retaliation is coming, they throw warnings out to both benches. So that way they don't either have a bench clearing brawl or they don't have retaliation. So that way nobody gets ejected from the game, which honestly happens a lot when the teams don't like each other. And it's pretty wild to see a lot of the players running onto the field, even for the bullpen, meaning from the outfields into the actual field to want to fight. The other one that Ty said, one of the many that Ty said, don't show up your opponent. That's a long unwritten rule, and to be honest, I really don't care for it. Do a bat flip, you get paid too. You hit a home run, enjoy it. You're supposed to track it, whatever you want to do, but just know that next time up, you're probably going to get hit, just because that's just how it goes. Like Ty said, don't steal base, and don't swing when it's 3-0 when you're up 10 or more runs. I don't get it. I don't like it. Keep tacking on. It's professional baseball and professional sports for a reason. Just keep adding. I see you, Jerm. we'll get to you. And then a couple more just to touch on it. This is for the fielders more than anything. Center fielder always gets the ball. He's a center fielder for a reason. Has to cover the gaps in left and right center field. When he calls it off, when he says I got the ball, you're called off. He has the ball. Let him catch it. And then the last one, the one that wasn't mentioned is never make the first or the third out in an inning at third base, which is very important.
I forgot that one. Yeah,
which is very, very important for you guys that watch or don't watch baseball. So if you hit a ball and you're able to stay at second base and stay in scoring position, but you see a fielder bobble the ball and you're able to get the third, or you think you're able to get the third, and you get thrown out there and you're the first out, that's a no-no. Or the same thing happens and it's 2 outs and you go into third and you get thrown out at third base, that's a no-no. Because being at second base, you're one hit away from scoring and possibly taking a lead or putting a run up on the board. that you don't want to do that. That's something I do agree with. Germ, you got
He's
a
ready
lot
to
to
head
say.
out. He's ready to
Let's
head out.
let's hear it.
Wait. So wait. So
Let it out.
first. You telling me that we got time left, right? We up 10-0. You mean to tell me that since we're up 10-0 and you loaded the bases and I'm on there in the 3-0 and I see a good pitch, I'm not supposed to swing. I'm supposed to just take one run instead of taking on 4? It's still running the score up regardless. Hey, tell your Jake ass pitchers that they need to pitch. What you mean? Hey man, get these folks out of here, man. Next, you said don't bunt during a no-hitter. Hey, bruh, let me tell you something. I'm bunting on your ass. I don't care. You're not getting a no-hitter and I'm in the lineup, sir. It's not happening.
You don't even care if you make it a first or not. You button.
I'm bunting. Sean Murphy bunting. Understand. It's going down. I'm laying the wood on the bat. I said, lay the wood on the ball about. It's going. Next. The whole thing of, yelling at the infielder when they're there. Dude, you get paid to pay attention to the baseball, not to the people. If you on the grass and somebody says, hey, you, why am I looking at them anyway? I know what my teammates sound like. KYP, know your personnel, scrub.
Yep.
The rest of that stuff I don't really care about. Walking across the man, I will kick dirt across the pitcher's mouth.
But wait, Germ.
I will see walk across that pitcher's mouth.
Your own pitch is gonna throw at you.
But Germ, there's more. So for fans and for players alike, let's say you have a pitcher who's working towards a no-no or a perfect game. According to these unwritten rules, nobody's supposed to talk about it. If you talk about it, that's just bad juju, and you messed up his perfect game, his no-no.
What?
That's just being superstitious. Listen, and I'm not gonna say I'm superstitious or anything, but I've watched close to a lot of, like, probably 6 or 7 close no-nos, and the commentator actually says it, and the guy gets a hit. I've seen it. So, I'm just saying.
Very superstitious.
Yep.
Writing on the wall. You know what? Why my head doing like that? Because that's what Stevie wanted to really be doing. Yeah, dude, stop it. Stop. Y'all gotta stop with all these rules, man. Too many rules, dude. Let these folks do their thing. Let these folks play the game. Hey, Fernando Tatis, I'm not mad. Hit that grand slam, son. Hit it over the ballpark next time. Make sure you hit it like pow. I need to see pow come from the bat. Let's go. Hey, tell your Jake ass pitchers that they better not throw it across the middle of my plate. I don't care if it's 3-0 and I'm up 15-0. I'm still swinging and we gonna run it up. We booking it.
They're lucky I'm not a baseball player, because if I hit that home run, I'm throwing that bat into the stands, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing no bat flip. I'm throwing it, giving it away.
Okay, so I have to bring this up. See, because y'all my guys, y'all my brother. This is a family moment, so I have to ask this question. So let's say you were at the game where Barry Bonds hit, then broke Hank Aaron's record, and you're going for that home run ball. You're in the vicinity of the home run ball, but you got little Johnny, 7-year-old little Johnny's there too. Are you gonna knock out little Johnny? I'm gonna start with you, Germ, for that home run ball.
I'm gonna hit little Johnny with the, hey man, something that's on your shirt.
I'm going straight over him. I'm mossing Johnny. I don't care. I'm straight mossing Johnny.
Hey, I'm gonna tell him J-E comes before J-H or J whatever. If it's not a J-A, if his name was Lord Jason, maybe.
Oh man.
Hey, I paid for these seats. You didn't.
Oh.
Hey, I'm going childish on him. Hey, I paid for these seats, scrub. You didn't, little Johnny. Now what?
He's Tatis's biggest fan. He's gonna catch. He wants the home run from Tatis. You gonna stop him? You gonna? Come on.
Oh, what are you doing, Mom? Hey, you snooze, you lose, chump.
Throwing elbows and everything.
Uh-huh.
Germs in the RKO him.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I'm out of nowhere. Oh,
He'll probably do it for a foul ball too.
oh man, you're right. I came here for souvenirs, damn it. I ain't come here for free. I need this souvenir. I need this sign after the game too. Memorabilia.
Oh,
Maybe when I die, I auction it to you off eBay. All right, I quit. I'm not this. I'm really not this bad. I don't think I'm this bad. But it's just funny that you say that because low key, I don't know. You don't know what you would do in that moment because it would be about getting the ball. So that's when instincts take over. Yeah. Ain't nobody looking at little Johnny and saying, "Oh, I'm about to get the ball over little Johnny." I'm looking at the ball saying, "Hey, I got a chance for this mug, and I think I'm gonna go for it."
Steve Bartman, just saying.
I'm gonna be honest. That's just like I was on the football field one day, right? And I seen a punt, and I dropped down and I started tracking the punt. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, Missy, look, man, you can't be doing that. That's instinct. Certain things are just instinct. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, you don't know what you'll do in the moment. I'm gonna be fair and say I don't know what I would do in the moment. But the person that I am, I still may give little Johnny the ball low key. But it depends on if little Johnny is crying or something like that. If he crying, I'm gonna be like, all right, bro, you crying, so you ain't getting this ball, bro. So go to your mama. Bye.
Let me get to some of the Facebook comments here. Trav got 3 comments back to back. He says,
he said, little Johnny is screwed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yo.
I love y'all.
Hey, little Johnny ain't going to no more baseball games after that.
Ruined it.
But he said he also said it's a jinx to talk about a no-hitter, and then he went on to say it's just like when a player haven't missed a free throw, then the commentator says something about it and he misses a free throw. Yes,
I understand. I understand, man, but I don't care about all that. I don't believe in jinx. I believe that I was gonna miss that free throw, whether he said it or not.
No, I missed it because you said something.
Nah, see, that's the problem right there. Accountability is your best ability, kids. So do not be like Guru over here, who blames the referees and the people on the sidelines for why he missed the free throw. They're gonna say, "Oh, he was flashing something in my eye."
Had a laser.
So, fellas, another question back to the unwritten rules thing. So, if y'all coaches and y'all coaching like Little League, y'all coaching Boys and Girls Club basketball, y'all coaching Pee Wee football, you telling these kids run up the score?
I'm telling them if it's a layup, take it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? If it's a fastball down the middle, hit it.
So let me ask you a question. So you telling us to take away the instincts of the game? They say play every minute, every second of your prospective sport like it's your last time and last minute playing. So now you want me to come up here and have all this sportsmanship. Let me tell you what you can do with sportsmanship. You can take it, turn it sideways, shine that mug real nice, and stick it right up your candy ass. I don't care about that. You're teaching a game, and then you want me to take away the instincts? Bye, Felicia. Goodbye.
Deuces. Ladies and gentlemen, your unwritten rules for baseball. Some apply.
That's the reason why they ain't written, because they stupid. And I'm telling you, I'm walking across the pitcher's mouth. I'm going, it was a pitch black night. I'm going at it. I'm telling the announcer, hey, make sure you hit the east side on the LBC. Hey, hit it for me. Because I'm walking across up. Now that y'all saying that. But But Ty, real quick, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta ask a question. I got a question. Ty, I got a question. So they say for the players to not walk past it, but you let these other athletes come and step on it when they give out the first pitch. Don't they step on the pitcher's mound?
That's different.
Well,
No, it's not. No, it's
sometimes
not.
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they throw the first pitch from in front of the mound. Other times they do go on the mound.
I just seen them folks try to throw it, and they throw it at somebody else. And yes, I said throw it.
Yeah, 50 Cent, we calling you.
Yeah,
He
that
was
man
so
threw
happy
it.
throwing it. He was happy though. That was his childhood right there. That was his child. Have you seen my childhood? That was his want to build a snowman moment.
Oh man. So, all right. So the last topic of today, we got an educational piece for you guys: how to construct a lineup. So we got 3 parts of a lineup. You got your leadoff guys. You have your big heavy bats that you put in the middle, and then you got your ending guys. Those are normally your utility guys that don't hit for average. They don't hit for power. They just whatever.
You get what you get.
Yes, very good, very good, Ty. So let's start at the beginning of your lineup. Hitter 1, 2, and 3. Normally, those guys are normally the guys that hit for average. Fellas, let's start there. Let's start with the basics. We hit for average. So if I see a team put a 200 hitter in the top 3, I'm cussing everybody out. Everybody got to go. The general manager, the whole stadium, everything. C4, tick, tick, boom. Blow it all up. We can't do that.
Throw the whole franchise away.
Because we can't do that. We're trying to get on base and put pressure so that we can get to 4, 5, and 6. Remember, every book, every story, and every baseball lineup, they got one thing in common: a beginning, middle, and end. All right. Now, Jorge, take it away.
So, like Jeremy was saying, you want to construct a lineup based off of who your best hitter is 1 through 3, meaning your top 3 are generally your best hitters. And as far as number 1 goes, the person who hits first in your lineup should be the person that gets on base, whether it's the most in your lineup, but gets on base no matter what, whether it's being hit by a pitch, getting a single, or walking, meaning they throw 4 balls and they automatically go to first base.
Or bunting.
Or bunting. Maybe not, not on the no-hitter, but bunting.
You do that with Shade, huh, Ty?
Yep.
But you want to make sure that he gets on base. And the reason why you want to make sure that he gets on base is because your number 2 guy is the person that's going to make the most contact in your lineup. Meaning if that one guy gets on with a walk or a single, he's going to be able to either ground the ball to first base or to the second baseman. And the person that was on first will get to second because he's fast enough to get there, and they'll throw the guy out at first, which is your second guy up in the lineup. So your second guy in the lineup, you want him to get deep into the counts. The reason being is because your third hitter is your best overall hitter, period. So the second guy gets, let's say he takes 10 pitches and he gets a pop-up whatever in the outfield and you guys are able to go to second. That guy just made the third hitter that much better because the second guy let the third guy see 10 pitches. And more than likely, he saw all of the pitcher's pitches that at bat. And he's able to let that guy know and react to a pitch, which is the third guy, the best overall hitter. The third guy is the best hitter in your lineup, period. Best average, your best contact, his hand-eye coordination is the best. And the reason why you want that is because if there's somebody on second, he's able to put the ball in play, get a single, and get that guy who's fast enough to score from second on a fast ground ball into the outfield, and you're up 1-0 in the first inning. And then From there, you want to go ahead and put your number 4 hitter is your power guy, the guy that can hit the ball 430, 440 feet in one swing, and can either put you up 3-0 or 2-0, depending on how the inning goes. So your number 4 guy, you want your best overall power guy, the guy that you're actually, yep, exactly. He's seeing the ball like that. And your fifth guy, you want, as far as what's left of your position player, is your best overall hitter. Doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna bat for a high average or he's gonna get on base all the time, but your best overall hitter, because you already have half of your position players gone that batted 1 through 4. So your fifth is gonna be your. It can be another typical fast guy if you want, or somebody that's going to put the bat on the ball, but somebody that gets you basically, that covers your number 4 guy, just in case he's not able to, move the guy over or get the guy in. And then number 6 is your next best remaining bat after number 5. Generally from there, you're going to get like a 260 hitter, 250 hitter. You're not going to get somebody that's a great hitter, number 6. That's just typically not going to happen. And then number 7 is your next best bat after that number 6 hitter. So you're looking at another probably 230, 240 hitter. So more somebody that strikes out a lot, more than puts the ball in play. But that's what you're going to get out of your 7th hitter. Your 8th and 9th, you could do a lot, depending if you play in the NL or AL. And let me tell you the difference there. If you play in the NL, in the National League, your pitcher has to bat. They have to bat, no matter what. Well, up until this year. Next year, that may change, where it may be a universal DH. Universal DH means a designated hitter, meaning your designated hitter doesn't play a position in the field. That guy is your best overall hitter because he doesn't play a position. He gets paid to hit. So he will be your number 3. But in the NL, your pitcher hits. So you can do a couple things. Number 8, if you have a good hitting pitcher, you can put your pitcher to hit 8, because he's a good enough bat to where you can actually flip the lineup to where you can, at 9, you can put a speed guy that's okay at getting on base. Maybe he can bunt, like Germ says, get a base hit, and then you turn your lineup around to where your number 1 hitter comes up again, and he gets on base too, and then you get your number 2 hitter, which we talked about already, gets the ball in play. So you just turned over the lineup starting at 9 instead of number 1. Or you can go straight 8 speed and 9 the pitcher, if the pitcher can't hit worth a crap, which is a lot of pitchers in baseball, but sometimes you do get a pitcher that can hit.
Ty?
Man, Guru just, gave y'all, confidence that he should be a skipper in the major leagues right there. But yeah, how to add to that, I would say this. You definitely want more of your most disciplined guys to be towards the meat and heart of your batting lineup, and your less disciplined guys who mainly can't work a count at the bottom. What I will also add is my opinion. If I'm a skipper, consistency. You don't want to, move people around too much to where either you increase the pressure on somebody who's mainly like a cleanup guy. If you move him up to where he's more the 2 or 1, if he's not mainly consistent of getting on base, that's pressure, and that can mess up his swing and his moxie. So I'm not a fan of making adjustments unless it's for the right reason. Like if you're one day you're facing the righty and you're facing the lefty and your squad, do that with confidence if you know your squad. But stay consistent out there, managers. Please do your homework. Be Guru.
Okay. So what I took from that is that the Indians of the 90s really did have one of the best lineups that we had ever seen. like ever. Folks had Kenny Lofton, they had Omar Vizquel, Roberto Adamar, then they brought in Manny, then Jim Tomey, then David Justice, then Albert Bell.
Yeah. You had eight deep, in the lineup with nine possible batters and probably one person that was like, well, who cares? Yeah.
See, this is why in life we have such struggles because in Cleveland, when I see stuff like that, I just get so frustrated. And, I'm just going to leave it alone. It's okay. So, Jorge, I guess as we get ready to wrap up here, is there any other final thoughts that you want to put to the people about constructing a lineup? Is there any other little keys that you may want to get people to remember?
Yeah. Like I said, divided into three groups, divided into three phases of your lineup: 1 through 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 9. 1 to 3 is your average guys, overall hitters. That's where you want those guys to hit. 1 to 3. 4 to 6 is your power guys, and your guys are probably going to strike out more often than not. Well, a lot, probably 150, 170 times a year. But your fourth guy is your best power guy that will make solid contact over fifth and sixth. And don't forget, your third is your best hitter, period, the entire lineup. And then 7 through 9, you can kind of mix it up depending on what batters and what positions are left, and also your pitcher if you're in the NL. But yeah, 3 different sections: 1 through 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9.
Yep. So, with those things being said, I mean, I think we covered a lot of the good stuff that we needed to cover. Tyrell, if you have anything left that you would like to talk about, mainly with the hitting lineups, you have the floor is yours there, my guy. If he's, okay. So as we get ready to wrap up and give our final thoughts on the show, I just want to say, man, it was really, really good for us to talk and be able to highlight a couple of those points that we did earlier at the beginning of the show. Shouts out to you guys for that. Do you have any final thoughts, Jorge, for the people?
Yeah, like we said in the beginning, hold your people accountable. Let them know when they're wrong. Just stop laughing stuff off. Make sure they know it's wrong. Point it out. You know, the unwritten rules. I hate some of them. I love some of them. Jerem hates all of them. He said that's why they're not written, because they suck, which I understand. And then the lineup. If not for nothing, just keep it simple, stupid. That's it.
Ty?
Final thoughts. Basically is like this. When in doubt, what would Guru do as far as setting up your lineup? He broke it down for you. Shout out to Jorge for breaking that down. I was like, okay, take it away. He covered all bases. So managers out there, if you have any questions at all, the scene is here for you. We at the Dish serve all types of food. Second, in regards to the unwritten rules of baseball, let the kids play. Let the game be played. Yes, I'm all for great sportsmanship, but what's wrong with celebrating a great play? If you did something great, celebrate it. And that goes back to, celebrating success the right way. Jerm made an excellent point of why take away that instinct, that certain drive that players have to be great in the first place. And pitchers out there, all respect due to Nolan Ryan, but don't be a Nolan Ryan. You don't need to be in your guys. As much as I don't like the Astros, as much as I don't like the Yankees, Am I going to go on the mound and throw balls at those guys? No. First of all, because they probably, chase after me with the bat. And we all saw what happened when Pedro got charged at. If you remember that. Some people got hands. So word to Toby, try Jesus, not me. And I will not try you. So, because I don't know if you got hands. So that's all I have to say on that one.
Well, final thoughts for this evening is we appreciate you guys for checking in with us tonight. Make sure you guys again tune in next week. We'll have another great show as we wind down and get closer to the season. Shouts out to all of the people in the comments. Shouts out to Trav and everybody there, MJ, Joe, everybody else. I believe that was Zach as well. We appreciate you guys more than anything. Make sure you keep the scene, as they say, as the guys are saying, make sure you keep the scene on the screen, because this is where we're going to be going. This is real, genuine sports talk, and it's just going to continue to get better and better. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We may have an instance where we get the views from the 22 live on the scene to talk some off-season football with you guys. And then don't forget Friday at noon, I got Who Wants to Be a Hoop Millionaire. We're still taking a look for contestants. So make sure that you guys let us know, because we are looking for contestants, and we got the questions, and we got giveaways and things that we're going to be giving. And if you win Who Wants to Be the Hoop Millionaire, might have a nice sized basket of some things coming to you. That's how we do it.
We won't treat you like Lil Johnny.
We're gonna treat you worse. But anyway, so with that being said, deuces from the scene. Jorge, Todd, Germ,